Hello, Cindy here. I'm excited to go live with, yes, with a Wendy, which I'm going to add her right now, you guys. You're going to love our conversation. Hopefully it worked, or you get me for a couple more minutes. Hey,
Hi, friend. Good.
how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm always so happy when it works.
Yes. Especially when Mercury is in retrograde right now. So,
Right?
yeah.
Right? Yay! Yay! So we get to talk about my favorite topic, love, relationships,
Mine too.
opening yourself up to receive the whole thing.
Yes.
Um,
Do it.
yes, yes. And since your interview aired today, it's the perfect time to give them a sneak peek of what they, if they haven't signed up already, should go sign up for the Successful Woman's Guide to Love, to attract and keep love. I can't even think. Use your words today, Cindy. Anyway, um,
It's Friday, darling. It's Friday.
yes, it's Friday, and yeah, so I'd love to give them a little teaser of what they're gonna get from our conversation. And something that you were talking, I saw that you had posted about anger, because I think a lot of people struggle when it comes to letting go of the past and, healing that anger. So, do you have a couple of tidbits that you can support our watchers and listeners
Yeah,
with around that?
of course. It's so funny because I was just writing about this too. So the timing is perfect. It's a normal part of any breakup, right? Whether that's divorce,
Sure.
term relationship. Can you hear me okay? Because I have you perched up so you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Okay.
can hear you. It's so it cut out for just a second, but I think you're good. Just keep talking.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Okay. So I was just talking about this and I was just writing about this. And, it's totally normal to feel anger when a relationship comes to an end, whether the person has done something or not. Anger is just a normal emotion that comes with the territory. And what I have found to be really helpful is knowing that it's okay to express it in a safe way, and also getting underneath what the anger's about, because typically anger is a mask for other emotions, right? So you're angry at somebody because what? You feel abandoned, you feel unworthy, you don't feel enough. So,
Totally. Could be a boundary was crossed, and there's yeah, so there's that, there's some clarity there. So what I'm hearing you say is get to the seed, get to the link of what it really is, what's happening. Okay.
absolutely, is really understanding like what is it that's bothering you, and that is a form of curiosity, right? This is something that a lot of us are afraid to do because many times we're afraid that we're not going to come out of the anger place, and we think that we're going to get stuck, or we think that
Mm-hmm.
to open up, that oh my god, we've been trying to keep something closed and now Pandora's box is open. Well, if you don't open the box, you're going to stay stuck, you're going to stay in anger,
You're
you're
going to stuff it, and it's just going to come out in different ways. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's really important to be able to express the anger. And many times it's in the form of declaring and saying out loud what the other emotions are. So safely expressing yourself is huge. Number two is really finding an outlet or a person to be able to talk it through with, who, friends and family are great. Okay, don't get me wrong. However, they tend to add fuel to the fire and make it bigger, or they tend to just put it out. And what you're asking for is for somebody to just sit at the campfire with you until it burns out. And
Hmm.
goosebumps saying that. So what's important is that you find somebody who can hold space for your feelings, who is willing to just listen and to let you release whatever it is that comes out. Because, as you said, um, you know, if you don't unleash it, if you don't let it out, you're just going to make the box bigger. It's going to be that much harder to close. And then one day, guess what's going to happen? It's going to pop open when you least expect it. And it's going to pop open to somebody you love and care about the most.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for you. Like, there's health implications for you keeping that anger inside, for you not allowing yourself to feel through it. And, I'll give you guys an example. Like, I went through divorce. And I remember when I was like in the thick of it, of like just under figuring out the betrayals, and my anger just kept boiling and boiling. And I remember I was at work, and there were moments where I just, either my ex would text me, or like something would trigger me unexpectedly. And all of a sudden I would feel like this fire inside of me. And I learned to finally just excuse myself and either go to the bathroom and just like cry it out, or I would just
Hmm.
go outside. I'd go out the building and I'd go outside and just, let myself have a moment, or I would pick up the phone and call my coach or my therapist and just allow myself to process what was happening, because I couldn't do it in the confines of my office at work. And at the same time, I knew that, like, if I didn't let it out, I was going to snap at a client, I was going to snap at my boss, like something
Right.
bad was going to happen. And, this is where, there's something that I say a lot, and it was kind of a theme in my retreat that I just had, which was like, there's power in the pause, right? And in
Mhm.
still,
So true.
when you're just taking a breath, just like, and just like exhale the anger, and just kind of take in, just, okay, like, oh my God, this really pissed me off, and it's going to be okay. And, breathe in, okay, what is this about? Oh, I feel really abandoned right now. Like, I feel unseen. I feel unheard. Breathe in what your truth is. Like, you are worthy. You are valuable. And exhale out, release out the negativity, because
Mm.
it you're spreading the negativity. There's so much power in your energy around anger that it infects other people. And you may think you're hiding it really well, and I hate to break it to you guys, but you're not. You're just not.
Yeah, yes, it comes out in different ways, and people, I think a lot of times, especially women, don't even know it, especially high achieving women. It can show up like, like higher level women that know who we are. We've done some work. It can show up in defensiveness, like I've got this. I don't need anyone. Or it can show up in the places of, this a really shut down energy, like the opposite effect, which both of those things do the opposite of what you're really trying to do. And I love the way you transmute it, breathe it out and share the affirmations, the ones that to be true about you. And even if you don't know it, even if you're not feeling worthy in that moment, share that with yourself, because that will start to raise that level of vibrational space in your mind, body, and spirit too.
Exactly.
So,
And the other thing too that I think we get to also remember is that a lot of times our anger is around things that are out of our control anyway. And that typically also fuels the fire. So if those of you guys who are tuning in and listening, you know, if we just took a second and tried to figure out, like, okay, what do I have control over in this moment? Well, I have control over myself. I don't have control over the other person. I don't have control over this situation. but what do I have control over? Because when you shift your focus from what you do have control over from what you don't, you also notice yourself shift out of that place of anger and into a place of optimism and, possibility, which is a much
Mm-hmm.
more positive energy place to be. Fear is exhausting. Anger is exhausting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not.
anxiety is exhausting because all those things go hand in hand together. So,
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, I like that. It's just giving yourself that permission. And this is all normal. It's like I, I'll talk to women, you know, one woman that uh, a date canceled at the last minute or didn't show up,
Right.
and they'll get really angry, and unless they're in the practice of transmuting like you shared, it's so easy to go into the places of, maybe there's something wrong with me, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe, all of those messages. Whereas if you're in the practice, it you easily transmute it into, oh, this is great,